Welcome everyone. This is the Masterclass. My name is Patricknazareth, and I have around 30 years of teaching experience. I would like to help dispel your doubts, should you have any. Today, we look at the poem The Lake Isle of Innisfree, written by William Butler Yeats. Yeats was born in Dublin at Ireland on June the 13th, 1865. He died on January 20th, 1939 in France. Body was removed from France after he was buried there and moved all the way across the sea to Ireland and buried in County Sligo. He was one of the forerunners of the Irish nationalist movement. He was infatuated with a person called Maud Gonne. Perhaps his nationalism arose from there. He tried his best to marry her, he proposed to her, but he was turned down at least 4 times. His poetry draws inspiration from his Celtic roots and Irish folklore. He was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in Literature in the year 1923. He uses symbols, imagery, and historical context, making his work very important. I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honey bee, and live alone in the bee-loud glade. The poet tells us about his desire to get up from the place he is in and go. Where would he like to go? To a place called Innisfree. He would like to build and stay in a small cabin. What would the cabin be made of? Clay and wattles. What is a wattle then? A wattle is a framework basically that is made by cutting long pieces of wood, tying them together, and then interweaving branches and other flexible things like twigs into that framework, forming a strong lattice work that will provide protection against the elements. You would have noticed in India that we use bamboo to do the same. He would have a kitchen garden to himself where he would have 9 rows with various plants in them, predominantly beans. He would grow his own vegetables there. He would have a hive where he could keep his honey bees, and during the day when these bees went out looking for honey, he would hear them buzzing all around him as he moved about in that area where he has built his house. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. There, midnight's all a glimmer, and moon a purple glow, and evening full of the linnet's wings. Note the beautiful imagery the poet brings out here. This line captures the changing of dawn to the break of daylight. It also shows us in a beautiful way how heavenly peace descends from up high to a physical place where we exist, even to the levels of the crickets which play in the grass, connecting these two worlds, the spiritual and the natural world, together. Morning veils are a beautiful name that he gives to the mists in the morning that fall like beautiful curtains or veils that obscure a woman's face. Midnight in Innisfree is all a glimmer. The poet says that normally the middle of the night is the time when it is darkest. But in Innisfree, the stars, the moon, they shine, and the natural light is probably reflected from the lake itself, giving a dreamlike quality to the entire natural beauty of that place. He says that noon is a purple glow, a poetic exaggeration. What he is trying to say is that at noon, the sun is at its hottest. It is very harsh, it is unbearable. But yet, if he were to go to Innisfree, he would find that the sun there has given an almost magical quality to the place. In the evening, he can hear the sound of the linnets as they come in to roost. I will arise and go now, for always night and day I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore, while I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey. I hear it in the deep heart's core. The poet says that he would like to leave where he is and go immediately to Innisfree. There's a sense of urgency here, using the word now. He has a connect with that place. Wherever he is, Whether it is nighttime or daytime, he can hear the sounds of the lake. Why can he hear these sounds? Because these sounds has become a part of him, and he loves that place such a lot that he carries that sound with him inside wherever he goes. He can see the beautiful Isle of Innisfree. Right now, he is not there. He is in a setting that is urban. The world around him is grey and dark, dusty and full of man-made structures. And he yearns for something more beautiful, that is natural, that is made by God. The memory of the Isle of Innisfree resides deep within him, inside his heart, that it is now a part of his identity and he cannot erase it, that nobody can remove him from that place because he and Innisfree are one. We can see that the poet hasn't yet left for Innisfree, so this entire poem is built around his yearning, his longing to be at the Isle of Innisfree. So he is basically looking for peace and contentment in nature, away from the hustle and bustle, away from the daily grind of the city life. What are the themes that run through the Lake Isle of Innisfree then? How nature provides shelter, acts as a refuge, and how simplicity is the very basis of life. After all, what do we need? Food, shelter, and clothing. And that is all the poet is looking for. He will grow his own vegetables, he will build his own house. Obviously, he is wearing clothes. He does not wish for anything more material. He just wishes for these and he looks for it in a very simple way. And he's contrasting the urban versus the rural life. One is a place where you are not at peace. One is a place which is always full of peace. And one is a place where you do not want to stay, and the other is a place where you would always like to go. That's the poem then there for you. I do hope I have been able to help you out. If I have, do remember to like, subscribe and share. Remember, there might be others out there who would need our help. Thank you for watching.